in 5D.
And
Well, technically, we're
fucked that up.
How did we fuck that up?
We recorded just fine, but we weren't transmitting any audio.
Awesome. Hi, welcome to the world where the point fingers to get on camera and do shit.
And do the opening twice.
5D. Welcome to the second opening.
Because I was told to go when you point, and it didn't go, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He giggity gone.
I think we need a better stage manager, guys.
I think we need to fund a stage manager, you sons of bitches. Because I've got like 3 or 4 systems cobbled together. This is how we do it. We're doing it. We're doing it live, damn it. Alright, well, here we are back. There was no interruption on the episodes, but a couple of weeks of no live episodes.
Actually, I think this week there'll be an interruption on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
But we are happy to be back, I think, mostly.
Happy.
Just a little bit of housekeeping. We are ready to publish a second podcast from there will be Bonsai and some other folk here, and
just one other folk here.
Yep. And
Street people know.
And his brother.
No.
Cousin?
There you go.
Okay, that's the one.
Person thingy. Yep. So
yeah. Talk about comics. That's what they do.
Comics.
No, it's not about what?
No.
Where are you getting? It's not my brother, and it's not about comics.
It's all about comics.
Told me it's about comics.
It is not about comics.
No, it.
No, it's not. It's about movies.
Yeah, I know.
What? You said it was about comics.
It's about movies.
Like, we're gonna talk about Infinity Gauntlet and the comics behind it, and then you're like talking about movies.
I think that may have been an initial idea. It doesn't matter. Either way.
Oh,
hey, here we are. We're doing this. What's up, guys?
Hi.
So, as always, we've got Klops with us. Say hello, Klops.
Hello, Klops.
Yeah,
original.
It's my joke. It's my joke.
Yeah.
And we also have Bonsai, who will not be talking about comics, apparently.
Well, no, I'm talking about comics on this show. This is the show with the comics.
I thought this was the movie one. I'm all confused.
I don't even know why I'm here.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm so confused.
But yeah, no, this is the show where we talk
about... You didn't introduce you. Who the fuck are you?
My name was
Who the fuck are you?
I am Ark or Eduardo, whichever one.
Arkuardo.
Arkuardo.
I don't know why I said it like that, but either way.
Edwark.
It's not like Ark, like Orc to me.
Orc.
I just got back from vacation, so I'm mostly still checked out. I wish that were true. I've got so much shit to do.
Right.
But anyways, so
being an adult sucks.
Where we talk about comics, video games, movies, random bullshit that happens to us, and I have a random bullshit story to start us off, get us all nice and toasty.
I like toast.
Well, yeah. So I come back, and my coworkers have decided to do one of those office, la-di-da-di, everybody kind of Biggest Loser things. Have you guys heard of these?
No.
What? No.
Okay, so,
but it sounds like most of your friends are big losers, so.
Great. No, so they do a competition of X amount of time and see who can lose the most weight.
Hold on.
Weigh each other.
Marley, we can see you in the mirror. Don't get naked.
Flashback humor.
Woo! I think she just flipped us off, and that's okay too. Anyways, yes. So every week they weigh in, and apparently they've upped the ante. For every pound, that you gain, you have to put $1 in this jar, and at the end of it, someone gets a gift card to a nice restaurant and all the money that's there. So
get fucked.
It's this whole trend, right? And for me, I'm like, you know what? I'm doing this whole like eating healthier, not because I think I'm gonna win. Like, there's people like starving themselves for these things, and I'm just like, nah, I'm just a fat kid. I'm gonna stop being that much of a fat kid. Well, I did this thing end of last year, and I lost something like 10-15 pounds, but I've gained most of it back because, you know, holiday food. And then I just never got off of holiday food. But so this morning there's also sabotages, and this is the part that I thought was kind of funny. Someone walks in with a tub, and by tub I mean like half of a bucket, I would say, of Madeleines. For those who don't know what Madeleines are, they're these cookies. They're
Ooh.
great, but they're like butterlicious cookies. They're not crunchy or necessarily soft, but they're like spongy. It's almost like a mini little cake. Anyways, I love them.
Yeah, you lost me.
Yeah, it's fine. I love them. Someone shows up with a bucket, and they're doing that whole, like, passing them around, like, oh, who wants one? Who wants one? I'm like, nah, dude, what are you doing? You're not going to entice me. And then I just see, like, one of my other coworkers just like, nom, nom. The bucket's gone. The bucket is gone. One person had 8, the other person had 12, and then the rest, I had a bag of carrots, and I hate myself for it. But
You should.
I have more willpower
Carrots are
than
delicious.
that. And that's my bullshit story for the day.
Well, if we're gonna do bullshit stories, I actually just remembered a thing. You reviewed an app game a while ago, and that was an app game I kind of want to pseudo sell you guys on / talk about on this show from now on. It's a
Send me
thing.
lives, bitches.
No, it's a thing. Fantasy Movie League.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. It's weird and kind of dumb, but I still like it.
No, it's great, except for when the league people don't actually set anything fucking up, and it's a bye week apparently.
Oh, well, use the the league. So we're trying to get a league going, but unfortunately, I let my cousin build it, and I don't think he knows what he's doing, so it's not working right. I might make him delete it so I can remake it. But yeah, I'm in 4 leagues right now. I got wrecked last week. So basically, here's what it is, though: think of like fantasy football. You want to play your players, but you're not just there to play your favorite players. You're there to play the players that are going to do the best for your team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy Movie League works the same way. You get 8 screens in your Cineplex, and you're trying to make the most at the box office based only on the weekend box office sales every week. So, like the first league I joined, I thought I did poorly, and then based on this week, no, dude, I did great on my first week. My first week, I ranked like 600, which actually isn't that bad considering this week in that same league, I ranked 16,000.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did way fucking better by first week. But the winning combination was Deadpool on 2 screens,
Yup.
Overboard on all the other screens. Like statistically, that you actually, so the way it works, you get 8 Cineplexes, you get $1,000, big air quotes on my hand, you get $1,000, and then you have to pick movies. But the different movies have different prices attached to them. So Deadpool was like $400 to play, Solo was like $300, and then a bunch of the games are like $12, $36, $100. You know, it just sort of varied depending on how much star power that movie carried, marketing that movie carried, shit like that, right? So the best thing ended up being not Solo, because Solo underperformed.
Yup.
Deadpool ended up wrecking Solo, and then you take a penalty for each theater you're not playing a movie in. So filling it with Overboard, which was like the best of the third rank movies for the price you got, filled you out well. This week I tried to go so this is what I played this week in my leagues, and they actually took it down. So I diversified.
You can go back.
Can I?
You just gotta change. Go up top and it says the league and it has dates. Click on that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I see it. Okay, so my main league, this is the one I ranked 16,000th, but I did Deadpool, Adrift, Action Point, 2 upgrades, 2 Ruth Bader Ginsburgs, because Ruth Bader Ginsburg, if you look at the charts, was actually making more money in its second week, and I was like, Ginsburg's gonna be my fucking golden goose. I was wrong. And then there's one called Best of the Rest. What Best of the Rest is, they only pick 12 movies you can play, but there's more than 12 movies in the theaters. So what Best of the Rest does is it takes any movie not in their 12, and whatever movie ranks the lowest in the box office out of the 12 that they picked, they drop that and put the Best of the Rest in there instead, if that makes sense. So I played a Best of the Rest. 16,000. What ranked me 6,500, 2 Adrift, Action Point, 2 Upgrade, Best of the Rest, 2 Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And what ranked me the best, 2,400, Solo, Adrift, 2 Upgrade, Best of the Rest, 3 Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That's what ranked me the best.
Okay, so
the perfect Cineplex last week was 2 Deadpool, 1 Infinity War. That's what threw me. I never would have pulled Infinity War this week. I thought Solo was going to make a little bit of a comeback. Tanked more. Book Club, Payback, 3 Rampage. Which I didn't see coming.
Wow, yeah.
Neither did I.
So there is a craft to doing this and like figuring out, like, you're not just betting on which movies you think are going to be popular. You got to bet on how much you're spending on it versus how much it's going to actually make. A surprise hit can do better than a major hit.
Oh yeah.
Even if it doesn't make as much.
How much money did you rake in this week on this?
So the one I did the best on, the one I ranked 2000, I got 53 million. 53 million.
Suck my balls.
What'd you get?
First try, I only did 1 league because I didn't know you can join rando leagues.
Yeah.
I did 66,174,976. And I also didn't know you could double up on shit. So here's what I did. I hit Solo, Deadpool, Upgrade, surprisingly best of the worst, I think.
Best of the rest?
4 million. I don't know, but I just picked it. Overboard, Show Dogs, A Quiet Place, RBG, and Rampage.
Yeah,
and I ranked something like 6,000.
See, but I still ranked. Well, that was in a different league. But my first go, I ranked better than
4,000.
I got 600 on my first go, and I thought I did shitty. I did so well, and then I just fell the fuck back. But I think this. So here's what I'm getting at with this app review. I'd like to build a league. But it's going to be, we're going to help market a thing. I'm going to build a league for the second podcast, since the second podcast is an all-movie podcast. I'd like us all to join, and I'd like to talk about the league in this podcast.
Sure.
See what our rankings are, see what we're doing. And I would like the fans to join. If that's a thing that people get interested in, please, we'll put the name up once we've done a couple of rounds and can figure it out a little bit better. And then please join our fantasy movie league. Get in on the action. It's weirdly fun, even though it's super dumb. And I admit it's super dumb.
Disclaimer: we don't own this app.
Yeah,
we know nothing about this app. If it steals your fucking information, it's on you.
Yeah, but they're not giving us money or anything.
Yeah,
I just think it's fun and stupid, and I like fun, stupid things.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tried it, and then I was waiting to get your results in for your league, but it never fucking materialized. So I'm like,
yeah, it's not letting. I just pinged him, and I was like, hey man, it's not even. It keeps saying like you registered too late. Now you can't play. But it said that since last week.
Yeah, no, it just means that he needs to like say, hey, this league is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him delete it, and I'm just gonna make a new one with the same name.
The future looks grand for y'all folk.
As long as I'm running the technical side, we'll be fine. Ish.
Okay, so speaking of movies, let's talk about some goddamn movies, because even though I was on vacation in another country, I still saw Deadpool 2.
Because you had to, right?
I saw the fuck out of Deadpool 2.
It was good.
Did you see it in English or did you see it in Spanish?
I saw it in English with Spanish subtitles, bitch.
Nice.
And
so you could doubly
you racist motherfuckers, I was not in Mexico like y'all assumed. It was Spain, so it was a different kind of Spanish.
It's the same thing.
No,
they're very different.
Fancier hats.
If you go anywhere in South America, Spanish is different everywhere. It's different.
Spain is not in South America, but
it's different in Portugal. It's different in all the places. Spanish is never the same anywhere.
They speak Portuguese.
Yep.
Anyways, Deadpool 2. What'd you guys think overall? Yay, nay, as good. Okay, here's my rating. Was it as good as the first?
I would say as good as the first, but I wouldn't say better.
Claps?
I would say the same.
Yeah, I'd actually say the same. It's pretty unanimous. It was like they did their thing.
I was very surprised that it was that good, actually.
Yeah, actually, I was too. I was really worried about the movie coming into it, but no, they did what they needed to do.
Yeah, especially after the departures and the back and forth and all that. I thought the studio was gonna wreck this one.
Yeah, same here. Once the director left, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, but no, I liked it. I enjoyed it. There were a bunch of laughs. So I will say there was a lot more laughing on the inside, or that was clever, versus just outright laugh out loud like the first one got me.
Right.
I don't know. I was laughing out loud in this one.
I still can't stand T.J. Miller. I don't think he's funny, and just his gags just weren't doing it for me either. So maybe it was that I was just biased. I don't know. But.
I liked there was a couple of like really nerdy jokes. Like they make a joke about Liefeld not being able to draw feet. That fucking killed me.
Oh, that's right.
That's a real thing. That's true.
That was something that I didn't catch afterwards because I that's what made me want to get more into the Deadpool comics because I didn't understand that one at first.
Yeah, no, they make a joke about how Rob Liefeld can't draw feet, and he can't. He's terrible at it.
One of the things I caught in the second showing, because my girlfriend didn't get to go see it with my dad and I, is that there's a part. Spoiler. Here you go. Spoiler alert, everyone. If you don't want to hear it, close your fucking mouth and ears.
If you don't want to hear it, shut up.
Yeah. Is that when they go to the orphanage and the Juggernaut is fighting, in the song background, it goes from being just operatic to who's going to face the Juggernaut in operatic, and then holy fuck shitballs, I think it is, in operatic. I didn't catch it the first time.
Unfortunately, that's how the Juggernaut got spoiled. The lyrics to that song got released on the soundtrack before the movie came out.
Oh,
and that's how a lot of people found out Juggernaut was in the movie.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah.
I am pretty good at being an ostrich when it comes to movies. So like,
yeah, I mean, it's something somebody had just told me, and I had already kind of figured out he was in it from the couple things they released in the trailer. I had figured it out, but there's another point for the movie. This is so much better of a Juggernaut than the one we fucking got before. Oh my god, was that awful.
I'm going to take you and put you in the other guy's butt. Or what was it? It was like...
What?
Well, yeah, he tells the cab driver he's going to stick him up his ass.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like, this was just... It was still a little mouthy, I guess, but just the portrayal of it. Like, Juggernaut was not at all imposing in the last one. It wasn't that scary. He was just kind of smart-mouthy and douchey and British. Was he British? But it was just bad. It was Vinnie Jones?
It was Vinnie Jones, and I love Vinnie Jones.
I like Vinnie Jones. It was just a bad Juggernaut. This Juggernaut is actually good. We finally got a decent Jug. Another spoiler.
Let's just assume there's going to be all kinds of spoilers for Deadpool.
Spoiler.
In a couple weeks.
So they killed like all of the X-Force.
I'm pretty sure they're going to take it back.
They're dead. I mean, they already did the time travel when they showed he only brought back his sugar bear.
But
that's all they ever showed.
They just showed Bob for what's his name, Bob?
Honestly, when I saw that those people were cast, I was thinking, holy fuck, this is an expensive cast for an X-Men movie. Bro, they're dead. They're gonna bring it, like, except for maybe Shatterstar, because Shatterstar's weirdly popular. I'm pretty sure those guys are dead, and they're just going to use different. Like, I can see a CG dupe in the next one, but I think they're dead. And honestly, it was funny as fuck to see like big name X-Force guys just die. The
way they did it was very unceremonious.
Oh yeah,
which was made so great. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
So the surviving member, Domino, what did you guys think? Yay, nay?
I actually liked Domino.
I thought she did great.
Yeah, I really like.
You know what? I know nothing about Domino. I thought she did fine. Honestly, there was that whole hubbub about who she was or wasn't, and I'm like, she did fine. Could it have been anyone else? Yeah, could have been fucking anyone else, but she did fine.
Yeah, she did a good job. How about Cable? Little fuck, what's his name? Thanos.
Bronson.
But not Charles. Brolin. Yeah. Josh Brolin.
Brolin, that one.
Brolin.
I liked him as Cable. I liked Cable as a character.
I thought he did okay. I think he's a little saturated right now, and honestly, I still think Dolph Lundgren would have been better. I'm not even kidding. I think Dolph Lundgren would have been better.
I don't think Dolph has that gravelly voice that Cable needed. Like, Cable needed to be super fucking gritty. I'm not saying that Brolin was the perfect one, but I'm just saying that he... Yeah.
And for the record, I'm not even saying Brolin did poorly. I liked Brolin in it. But I think Dolph Lundgren would have fucking nailed it.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Who would you have cast, Klops?
I don't know. I don't really know who I would cast as that. Like Like I really did like the Cable. Actually, like I liked who he was. I liked the way he acted. But then again, I don't really know much about Cable. Like I'm getting introduced to it because of the fucking comics I bought today. You know what I mean? Like,
that was actually a down point for me, is because I know the comics and I know Cable. The trailers make it seem like this is Deadpool versus Cable, and anybody who's read the comic is like, they're gonna be friends by the end of that, or as friends as they ever were. But like they're gonna be on a team. So it was just it kind of sucks when you can, call something from the trailer. You know what I mean?
But you have to remember, this isn't about you, right? This is bringing
I'm sorry, but
audience.
I'm sorry, but no. When you make a comic movie, when you make a licensed property, you can't just go, yeah, fuck the people who made it famous. We don't want this isn't for them. This is for people who don't know.
No.
Oh, bullshit. You're making a licensed property.
You misunderstand me.
A little bit for us.
Here's a little bit for you. The problem is that if you don't do this, you end up with Watchmen.
No, bullshit. Because this has been done, and it ruins a twist. You're not supposed to see them become friends coming when you do a trailer like that. That trailer tells you these guys are enemies. You gave away your twist. Your twist is supposed to be, but there's a third. Why do you think they kept Juggernaut secret? There's a third enemy, or whatever you want to call it. There's another guy from out of the left field who's the enemy. That's supposed to be a surprise. And when it's not even like a deep cut. It's not even a fucking deep cut. Anybody who is loosely familiar with these characters knows they teamed up. It was the most famous Deadpool run before the new ones, after he got famous for other shit. The most famous Deadpool run for years was the Deadpool Cable run. So anybody who's loosely familiar with Deadpool yeah, they're gonna team up. This is it's not as bad, but it's almost on par with Arkham Knight and fucking Red Hood being the villain. I called Red Hood. My cousin called Red Hood. Several people I know were like, is it me, or is Arkham Knight just Red Hood? And then you get to the end of that shitty fucking game. And yeah,
that's how you really feel.
It's just Red Hood. How disappointing for an actual fan. Why? So you say, oh, it's not made for you. We're getting layman's in, whatever fucking excuse you want. You just disappointed. Like we were supposed to be surprised. Like you had to see coming that you were going to make the original fans angry. And we're just going to tell all of our layman friends, because every comic book fan's layman friends go, how's that movie? How's this movie? What's that movie like? Is that accurate? We're just going to tell them, dude, that's really bad. Don't watch that. And luckily, Deadpool is a good movie, despite this big flaw. I just think it's really stupid to have a big plot point of your movie be something that you just know walking into the movie for a big chunk of your audience.
I think
why
people overestimate how much people actually knew about it. And only just from my own experience, if it wasn't for I forget the name of them, I'm sure you recall, but the Marvel games we played on the Xbox, the
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance, those games, I wouldn't have known shit about Deadpool. I really liked Deadpool. And
agreed, he's been popular in the last couple of years because he got his own game and a couple of other things that came out. But what I'm saying is, anybody who was familiar with him from the comics knew this. This was, they had a run together for the 90s when he was big. Like,
it makes you sad.
I don't know. I didn't really take from the trailers that they were going to be enemies.
The trailers flat out say it.
Why are you protecting the kid? It's like in the trailer, so it's like misunderstanding.
Like, no, but the first thing is he's like, me and Cable are going to have ourselves a big throwdown or whatever, and he shows they never showed. They hid the other villains. So why?
Because they do fight a lot.
They fight once for like 2 minutes.
The first
they go at it twice. Pretty hardcore.
The comics I'm reading now, like it's revolving around some
once in the
villain.
jail and then once on the train car thing.
But like he gets introduced by fucking trying to kill Cable. Like in the comics I'm reading the classics right now. Like,
but that comic goes for several volumes.
Yeah.
Where they're not trying to kill each other. You're on issue 1. Like,
no, she like it's different collections. It's its first introduction of them,
but still, you get what I mean. That's less of the comic than it is more of the comic. What all and again, it's okay to do it in the comic because you haven't done it before. But for the movie, like, just say it's a like, show us another villain. Show us that the kid is on like this bad path. They didn't even show that. And I'm not saying your trailer should give away your movie. I'm saying that you're trying to make me go, oh. And there's 0% chance that I will go, oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you tried to build up, like, not seeing the Mandarin be the Mandarin. There was no way you could have called that from the trailer. You couldn't have known that no matter how much you read comics, no matter if you were a layman, no matter if you were hardcore. You couldn't see that twist. And I know a lot of people hate that twist, but give them credit for this. At least it's a twist that you can't see coming. You can't predict that. There's nothing in the trailer. There's nothing in IMDb, or at the time, there was nothing in IMDb, because fucking we looked. You couldn't see that twist coming. So at least when it happened, you went, what? Whether that was a good what or a bad what, it did what a twist should do. It caught you off guard. It was the fucking Sixth Sense. Some people called it, but most people went, oh, you know, they had a moment. This trailer clearly tried to lead you down one path so the movie could blindside you and sucker punch you. Look at the other villain. They're friends. But I just went, yeah.
I don't know. From the trailer, I got that it was just going to be a misunderstanding.
And to be honest with you,
that's what I got from the trailer.
I didn't see any of the fucking trailers, and I avoided most of the media because I didn't want them to shit on this. If I'm being real.
I'll shit on you, but it's going to cost you.
Nah, you're not that pretty.
All right. What else for the movie? What'd you like?
What
didn't you like? Anybody else have something they didn't like?
I didn't like the kid.
Yeah. He was okay. Kids are hard. That was
the weakest part.
Kids are hard.
Honestly, the point where Deadpool dies before it gets retconned, by the end of it, I was feeling like them going, come on, let's fucking finish this up. I've been here for like almost 3 hours.
I think that was the point.
I know that was the point.
You want to stretch that out.
Yeah, no, and I get it. And they did a good job of that because it had me going, let's fucking
it was
just die.
comedy suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah. They Mike Myers.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I get why they did. The second time around, I didn't have as much as a problem with it, but that first time going through, it was kind of a down point for me. Not much of one, but still kind of a down point.
They actually had me at one point. I was sitting there going, okay, the collar's malfunctioning and he does have his healing and he's just not going to die. Like, it was going on so long. I was waiting for some sort of twist, but I wasn't sure what it was yet. So at that point, I was like, it's just showing a green light, but it doesn't work. He's fine.
Was anyone else kind of sort of bothered that Deadpool's got this new power of kind of sort of crossing over when he dies now?
That led me to believe that something was going to happen that didn't happen.
Yeah. I thought that was
really half expected Ghost Her, whatever you want to call it, extra dimensional her, was going to show a skull on her face at some point and secretly be Lady Death. Because Deadpool has a love affair with Lady Death, and him and Thanos actually compete over her in a sense. Right. So I really did half expect her to be Lady Death, and then it didn't happen.
Is she a mutant of some kind?
Lady Death? No.
No. What's her name? The girlfriend.
There was speculation that they were going to try to make her Domino, but
no. There's another one that Deadpool gets involved with. It's like Mystique, only she could actually steal powers.
Rogue?
No, not Rogue. She's a shapeshifter. She can shapeshift into other mutants and actually gain their powers.
I remember there was a dude named Morph.
You're talking about Copycat, Vanessa Gwendolyn Carlise?
Yeah, which her name is Vanessa, right?
Yes. Yeah, her character is Vanessa. She was an X-Force. She did. Oh, although weirdly, Eduardo's right. She first appeared as Domino. She. And yes, in the movie, her last name is Carl. I don't know how to say it. Carlysle. Carlisle.
I don't know.
Carlisle. I think.
Put it in the chat and let Eduardo say it.
But yes, her character in the movie does have that same last name, so technically she is Copycat.
Okay. Also, is she now
There it is.
preggers?
Carlisi?
Nothing about pregnant. Nothing about.
I think that's just Carlisle.
Is it?
Yeah, the S is silent.
Maybe. I don't know how to read stuff. Never said I did.
Fair enough. All right. Anyways, okay. If you had to give it a rating, there, Klops.
Who the fuck said we were done?
We're done.
Wow.
Jeez, I guess you're saying we're done. I'd probably give it a solid 4 X-Force out of 5 X-Force.
Wait, dead X-Force or alive X-Force?
You pick. It doesn't matter to me.
I don't really care.
Okay, TK is saying Carlili.
It's Carlisle.
Okay.
TK, you're just making fun of us now.
Oh,
Thanks,
man. Yeah. Derp, how do you day?
I don't know how to say. I don't know how to fucking read. I'll give the movie 4 baby legs out of 5 baby legs.
That was like one of the best scenes.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, I'll agree to that. Except for TJ Miller's commentary, he can go fuck himself. And you know what? It's funny because I disliked him way before everyone disliked him because he's a dick. I just dislike him because I don't think he's funny. He's my least favorite part of Silicon Valley.
I'm still gonna say Carlili there, TK. No, I think he's funny. I actually like TJ Miller since his stand-up. So
I've never seen
I
a
don't
stand
even
up.
know who that is.
He was shitty on the hot ones. He was shitty fucking on Deadpool and in Silicon Valley. I will give this one 4 eye shines out of 5 unused eye shines.
Wait, is that the dude that's like the bartender? Is that what you're talking about?
yes,
Yeah.
I fucking like him.
Nope.
no,
Do not.
consistently great, but Eduardo doesn't like anything other people like. Okay, Han Solo. You can't hear him. Solo. Nobody went to see the movie. Apparently,
Oh, look at this picture. Look at this picture just pissing everybody off here.
I can't. See it, so
It is
Give
the new guy playing Solo, kind of sort of sitting
Oh.
like the old Solo.
well, we'll get to what that scene is clearly leading up to, but so you didn't see it. Movie underperformed. He did. We'll get to that too, TK. The chat is already freaking out over shit that he should be because it was dope. Clubs, give me your rundown.
So actually, I really enjoyed it. I'm finding that I like the Star Wars stories a lot more than the actual fucking Star Wars because they do one thing that the Star Wars doesn't do, and that's show a bunch of fucking alien creatures out of all the different galaxies and scoundrels and shit.
And the other one shows them, but then they ride them around like fucking horses.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's that point, but I mean, you don't really. I mean, what the casino scene was like the only time we got aliens in the fucking 7.
No, there was the blue milk.
Hey, yeah, I guess so. But like, I don't know. It just, I really enjoyed it. Like, it was fast paced. I didn't really like overcomplicate it when I went to go see it. Like, I was just like, I'm just gonna watch this movie, and I felt there was a lot of nostalgia pieces, like the armor that they wear, was it Return of the Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's in there for some reason, right? Which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, why is it still kicking around?
My assumption, like once I saw it, I was like, "That's weird." You know what? It was probably just still on the ship.
Yeah,
it was probably just still there, and then he was like, "Oh, this is here. I'll use that."
Yeah, he just found it in Han's closet somewhere,
Yeah, because well,
no, Lando's the one that wears it.
Yeah, in Return
of the Jedi. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, Lando is and that's what I mean. It had to just like be left over from then. So
y'all motherfuckers need to clean your house.
Oh, we'll get to that too, TK. But I disagree. We'll get there. Oh, chat has hype and they haven't even seen it. Anyways, so continue. We'll get there.
But like, I really like the set pieces. I really liked how they like kind of like worked things in that you see later, like his blaster and stuff like that. I also liked how Han kind of learned from another rogue that was also kind of like him. I really liked that mentorship,
and he did Woody Harrelson did a good job with that character.
Oh yeah, I agree. Even into the
delivering.
end.
I used to hate him.
I know, like lately he's fucking on point.
Yeah.
He's a really good scoundrel. The only thing I really didn't like was I really didn't like the weird robot thing. Like
so that's what Chad just said. He said, I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, I'm going to hate the droid L337.
Yeah, it's not so. She's very just like in your face about droid rights and stuff, and that's okay. I'm not knocking on that, but
God, is it allegory? Could it be allegory, guys? Sorry, go on.
My biggest problem with it was the death scene of it. It made my dad laugh. My dad sitting next to me cracked up at this fucking thing. That's how serious of a moment that it was in the like actual cinematography.
And let's just say, I guess, like spoilers, you sons of bitches.
So exactly what TK is saying about the droid, and I'll say what he's saying, but I think what people hate about the droid is actually what I liked about it. She's basically a social justice warrior droid, and I don't like it because I agree with her. I'm like, you go. I love it because I'm like, yeah, that would probably, like in a droid where droids have sentience and personalities and things, where's the bender? Where's the droid revolution bot? We haven't seen that bot yet.
That part I like.
We've seen the assassin bot in KOTOR. We saw the assassin bot.
And to be fair, we also saw it in Rogue One. That was an assassin.
He was less of
he was just a saucy dick. This boss is straight up like droid rights and droid freedom. And I'm like, it was nice to see a droid with like a new, very, very different personality. I liked it for the same reason I liked Alan Tudyk's robot, which I never remembered the name of because to me it was just Alan Tudyk robot. But the saucy droid from Rogue One, I liked that movie. But Droid Freedom Bot, Empire Strikes Back, IG-88. Which one was IG-88?
Well, IG-88 was just a background piece, and you didn't learn anything about IG-88 until like the Extended Universe. It was an assassin droid.
Oh, right. Yeah, you don't get to learn it. It's nice to have it represented that, hey, robots are just as varied as people. Like, they're like, I like it because it fit. I like it.
No, there's a great scene with that
very well.
Yeah, no, there's a great scene where she causes a revolution out of mine, like.
Right, like, and that had me fucking dying.
Yeah, no, that was great, but it was just the death scene and like the seriousness of the scene.
Yeah, you're supposed to. It was actually the same as fucking what's the one with the little girl and her emotions by Pixar?
Inside Out. Is that
yes. You're supposed to get all sad when the imaginary friend dies, and me and my wife looked at each other and were like, "Thank fuck, I'm glad that character is dead." I couldn't stand that character.
I also don't really like that actor. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah,
I didn't care about that part, but it was just so ridiculous that even my dad, like I was saying, was fucking cracking up at it. He's like, "Oh, your droid died," and like making fun of it, and like I just couldn't help but turn to him and go, "I mean, you're not wrong.
You're kind of a dick right now, Dad."
You're not wrong. I can't fault you for sitting here making fun of this moment. You know?
Yeah, but I didn't hate it. And I know the internet really hated it, but because it's a social justice bot. But I kind of like that it's a social justice bot.
Yeah,
like,
that was fine.
I'd take Black Panther bot too. For the record, that shit sounds dope. It's fucking awesome.
I really liked just how it worked, and she was like, "I found my calling."
Right.
And then she dies. And it's like, yes, that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so I do have a question. Obviously, I haven't seen it. Why did it bomb? Why do you think it bombed?
No, so here's the thing. As fun as the movie was, as good as the movie was, there's already people talking sequel where they go over why he owes Jabba the Hutt money. You're like, the movie's unnecessary. This movie does not really add anything. It doesn't subtract at all. It doesn't break anything. It doesn't ruin anything. I don't think it even really bastardizes anything. Hell, one thing it confirms, there's a scene in here where pseudo spoiler. So if you don't want to hear, cover your ears right now. Pseudo spoiler, but there's a scene where Han shoots first.
Right. I mean, he's always shot first.
But there's controversy, right? Because of the re-releases. So now they've kind of come back and been like, "Hey, bro, Han shoots first." Like, they did it. Han got a second, I guess a first chance to shoot first, and they established, like, bro, this guy's not fucking around. He shot first. Like
Yeah.
Disney has come back and hell, Papa Disney came back and fixed it. So now bow down to fucking Papa Disney. But
Ha.
the problem is the movie is unnecessary. It didn't add anything. It didn't clear up any big mystery. Like we get to see how Han meets Chewie, which is cool.
No, it's still pretty good. Like in like the whole scene where they're fighting, and then it turns out he knows how to speak. Which I would like to know how the fuck he learned Wookiee. You know,
Which they don't understand. Which is, I mean, I guess the same way fucking Rey did. There's Wookiees, and they're around.
yeah, I guess.
That I guess. But it's just, and again, I'm not saying it's bad. I like the movie. I think why it did poorly is a lot of people went, why do I care?
Yeah.
Okay. It got a lot of hate, and I was trying to figure out why, because I was hearing from a few people that were like, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and it's not fucking mind-blowing. Like, I would not rate this above Ep 7. I still think 7 is the best of the new ones. Like, 7 slam dunked that shit.
Yeah. It just reads one story of 4.
The Force is rebooting. You son of a whore.
Fucking. Oh no! It's a bigger Death Star.
That was a little silly, but everybody goes, it just repeated 4. It was supposed to. It's not just part of the plan for the movie, it's part of the plot. Luke failed. Luke is a failure as a Jedi. Luke did not do what he was
fucking whore mouth, you piece
Luke
of shit.
did not bring balance to the Force. Kicking the whole dark side off the playing field is not balance. It's tilted. Luke made it worse. Luke fucking broke it. Luke failed.
Blah,
Luke is a failure.
Blah, blah.
Luke didn't actually kick it off to the side. He just surrendered to the Force. He was just like.
But the
not
dark
gonna
side.
fight.
No, I'm not talking about the new ones. I'm talking about
no,
end
I'm
of episode 6. He
Yes.
doesn't surrender to the fucking Force.
Yes.
The Empire Invader die. He's the last Jedi. There's only light side. That's not balance.
Right,
He
but it
did
wasn't
not bring
him.
balance.
He was fighting, and then he
Well,
stopped.
we already did this episode.
He failed to convert his father in time. That was his goal, which is why by the end of 9, Kylo Ren will not be dead. Rey will succeed where Luke failed and convert him, and they will be gray Jedi. It's always been about balance, light and dark. Luke failed. Luke is a failure as a Jedi. And that is what 7 is about. 7 is about the Force kicking off these same events so that the original prophecy can finally be fulfilled.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he necessarily failed. He could not be the one. He was trained too late as a Jedi. He fucking obviously was trying to reach a person that was so far gone.
But
that in the last moments, he actually reached. It was just too late. They destroyed each other because the Sith.
sure, but that's still a failure. I'm not saying he failed willingly or that it wasn't a matter of circumstance, but he failed.
I just don't think that he was the one to bring balance to the Force. Neither was Anakin.
But they failed. And you can see that through 7. 7, the Force is repeating the process because it didn't work. It's trying again. And that's why there's a closer connection between Rey and Kylo. I'm telling you. Moving on. Solo. What did you think about Daenerys Targaryen playing Daenerys Scoundrel?
What?
I like it.
The girl from Game of Thrones plays a
plays
love
Tom's
interest
girlfriend.
scoundrel kind of girl.
Oh, did she
Actually,
have some-
yeah, she works for the was it the Red Hand? I think it's the Red Hand Syndicate.
Something cliche and
Yeah. And actually, I didn't mind her.
mouth.
I didn't mind her at all, and I really
I
liked
thought she did good.
that twist that happened too.
Oh, so we'll do the big spoiler. Big spoil. Edward, you actually might want to just pull off your headphones. I'm telling you, just pull off your headphones. You don't want to know. I'll do this when you can put them back on, but you don't want to know this.
Dies.
You don't
Yeah.
want to know this. Pull off your headphones.
Yeah, just pull off.
Trust me, just pull off your headphones.
So
We will signal you.
Wikipedia anyways.
So the big twist for everybody who didn't see it, the end of the movie, she backstabs Han. You see that part coming, but she ends up working for Darth Maul at the end, which is kind of dope. There's really no way you could have pulled like, that'll happen. You know what I mean? Like that was a blindside punch where you go, whoa, I didn't see that shit coming.
And you see him with metal legs as well. So I mean,
Right.
That also gives canon towards the Clone Wars that happened.
Yes. So, well, and Rebels, which we know is canon. He had the metal legs. I need to watch Rebels. I
do too. I haven't watched Rebels.
Obi-Wan Darth Maul fight in Rebels.
I have to watch that then.
Okay, you ready to signal him back in? You got anything else you want to say about it?
Yeah, no, that's it. It's fine.
Signaling. I'm hand signaling, guys. Hand jive. Okay.
And that's when the unicorn showed up, and then they all rode home happily ever.
But they got AIDS.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other major points you want to hit for this? Oh, so Childish Gambino as Lando Calrissian. I thought he fucking nailed it.
Yeah, I thought he was good.
Nailed it.
I actually liked the whole like Han and Lando stuff that they did. Like, I liked all of it.
Buddy cop movie.
Probably.
This kind of was.
Yeah. And you know, I didn't really hate the dude that played Han.
No, I thought he did good too.
Yeah, I didn't.
The movie is good. It's I just think it's unnecessary.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I mean, it wasn't really a story that needed to happen, but I really liked it.
And people talking sequel need to shut the fuck up. So I mentioned briefly before, and even my cousin's fucking hyped for this. Everybody is apparently dying to see Han and Chewie go work for Jabba and what mission was a failure and why they owe money. And I'm like, dude, why? You know how it ends. You know exactly how the movie ends, is they do the job and they fuck the job up.
I mean, but to be fair though, the prequel to The Thing, like, it ends with the beginning of The Thing.
Right, like, so they set up that he's gonna go do a job for Jabba. Why isn't that good enough? Do we really need to see?
I don't think we do, because it's the same formula that happened in fucking
Rogue One.
No, not Rogue One. Episode 7.
Oh.
Where he's on the ship, they like double crossed them and like took money from both gangs and then fucked up.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's the same hat. It's just they were just showing the origin story and it was cool, but it's the same hat that Han always wears. That's the whole point. Yeah,
no, it was just two does not. I can tell you this right now. I will not see a sequel to this.
I don't think they're going to, especially with the
really hope
movie that's supposed to come out.
It bombed fucking hard. I don't think it's even made its money back yet.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. It doesn't deserve that. It's good. I would honestly at least put it up against Rogue One.
Yeah.
Remember, I was only mad on Rogue One because I think it was largely unlikable characters. Alan Tudyk and Felicity Hardy. Is that her name? Felicity Jones?
The
girl who played Jin. Because
I guess there is another point.
My life needs more Jin in it.
There is another point in Solo that I want to talk about, though, because they do the same thing in Rogue One, which is they show the kind of real aspect of what's happening in the galaxy. Because Han, I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but joins the Empire and wants to be a flyboy and ends up as a fucking ground grunt.
Felicity Jones, bitch.
And so they show him on a planet-side battle, and that's where he finds his mentor, right, kind of thing. And like they did that in Rogue One, where they kind of like blurred the lines between like, well, we're part of the Resistance, but we're all dicks that have done stupid bullshit and have killed a lot of people. You know?
Yeah.
And anytime it kind of shows that in that universe, I really like, because the other movies are just like, beep boop, we are Nazis, and beep boop, we are good guys.
We are space Nazis.
We are the space Nazis. You have to do space Nazi things. No,
all right, so we're running low on time, and I know we're not going to hit everything we wanted to, but I at least want to hit something else. So give Solo a rating.
I would give it a solid 8. 8 Chewies and Hans fighting to the death. Out of Chewies and Hans fighting to the death.
Okay. I'll give it 4 unexplained face scars out of 5 unexplained face scars. Also, he did great. Dude that plays Vision. He was the villain in this, and he did a really good job. He killed it, as he usually does.
Usually pretty solid.
Yeah, no, that guy's on point, and this is no different. He's on point.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 unexplained face scars out of 5 unexplained face scars.
Okay. All right. So, do you want to talk about comic books? Is that what you're?
Well, I was actually going to ask. We want to do comics. We want to do games. What do we think?
We should do games.
Yeah, we can do games.
A lot of comics recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, I did old games, so I just kind of want to give like an update on a couple of old games one that I beat and one that I'm playing through and I'm debating finishing because I don't really know how much I'm enjoying it, to be honest. Okay. So first, I finally did Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, first of all, not that one.
I got
that one.
Huh?
What?
Oh, so I got a brand new TV. I got a fucking 55-inch OLED, and it's goddamn
fancy,
gorgeous. And Horizon is fucking gorgeous. Oh my god, that is a pretty goddamn game. I feel really bad because I didn't 100% Horizon because I was really excited about playing my next game, and now my next game is so disappointing in comparison. I think it's probably a good game. It's just disappointing in comparison. Horizon just nailed it. Both me and my wife are sitting here watching this game as I play through it going, okay, this is how it ends. And we were close, but we were not correct, which is always nice. I fucking hate it when I can just plain call the ending. And no, we were kind of off. So it was great. The story was good. I clearly wanted to know what happened as I was calling it and finished it through the end. I regret not 100%ing the game. I'm usually not super precise when it comes to shooting in games. You guys have seen me. I'm very spray and pray. Fucking, they make the bow so easy to use. I'm headshotting in that game or crit striking in that game more than I'm not. It's just a well-built, well-designed, solid game. Really, the only thing I had a problem with, doing the white or yellow markers on areas to climb became really hard to see, even on my high-def TV. Like, there was just points where I'm like, I don't get how to get the fuck up this mountain, only to fall down, hurt myself a bunch, had to spend a bunch of my healing shit, and then realize it's slightly to the left of me. Like, that happened more than once. And there were a couple of upgrades where I was just like, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. And I was right for the most part. There were whole weapons where I was like, I'm not gonna use that, and then I had no problem beating the game without ever using a couple of the weapons.
Oh yeah.
So you know, and every game has its, and maybe it's just play styles. I'm not sure. Every game has its little quirks, but honestly, solid game. Horizon is a must play, an absolute must. You have to play this game if you have not. So good, so good. So I followed it up. Oh, go for it. Go for it.
I just want to say, fuck all of you, because I said all of this. That game was fucking amazing.
It's
Yeah.
on PC?
Like, I
think
went
so.
and bought the DLC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting the DLC. Like, it's actually worth it. Like, this is one of those titles where I would honestly say it's worth the PS4.
Oh yeah.
I'd probably buy a PS4 for this game, and everything else is an add-on.
If it wasn't because I had already gotten one for Ratchet and Clank, this was probably the game that would have convinced me.
Yeah, I still haven't done Ratchet and Clank. I'm catching up on old PS4 games.
I will say one of my favorite parts of this game was the cauldrons.
Yeah, the cauldrons were dope.
Yeah, clearing those areas. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my only problem with it was that there weren't more.
Yeah, it felt like a nice dungeon crawl. You know, like almost old school-y, Zelda-y kind of dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
But, yeah. All right,
So,
go on.
the game I followed it up with, I'm really disappointed.
Ooh, I don't have a
Shadows-
graphic for this one. So I'm
Shadows
just
of
gonna go back to the
Mordor.
normal one.
Lord of the Rings, Shadows of Murder. So I should start off by saying that I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan, really, at all. And that's not why I don't like this game. I feel like the game is built backwards and it punishes you for that. Most games start off fairly easy and get progressively more complex. Shadows of Mordor starts off very, very difficult and then expects you to get better. All the while, you die and your enemies get stronger because of that. Now, you do get some experience that helps you build up, and it is fairly easy to get over that hump and get there. But man, nothing beats down your morale for a game more than losing, and then on top of losing being told, also this is more difficult now. Sup? Like, it's like Dark Souls isn't even that cruel. At least when you go back, the guy's still the same. But this game literally goes like, yeah, they all got stronger because they killed you.
That's okay. The game needed it.
And it just it's not bad. It has a lot of elements of like Batman in it. The bow skills using the elf shot coming off of fucking Horizon is atrocious. But I think it only looks bad in comparison. I'm sure if I was like playing Crash Bandicoot and then jumped over to this, I would have no problem. But moving over from a heavy archery game into using archery in another game where they clearly didn't spend as much time making that as clean is killing it.
You also have to remember, you're like almost 5 years late into Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm way late into playing this game.
Yeah,
and,
so the graphics and the gameplay are a little out of date.
The graphics aren't that bad for me. It's a really dark game, so It doesn't really matter as much. But so here's the flip side of that, though. Like I said, it starts off really hard and then gets progressively easier. Well, apparently I accidentally over-leveled because I'm only on this. I don't know how many maps there are, but I'm on the second map and I already have all of the abilities unlocked. Because I said, fuck it, I'm having such a hard time beating these story missions, I'm just going to grind like a motherfucker doing bullshit and build myself up. So now I already beat the first of the Black Hand that you have to fight. I'm guessing there's 5 maps because 5 Black Hand, they're each a finger. I honestly don't know. I don't know. But I beat the first Black Hand guy, and I manhandled the fuck out of him, and now I'm on the second map, and I'm manhandling the fuck out of all of them. So now the game just went from like redunculously hard to pathetically easy, except for on the first map, the coincidental nemesis who kept killing me, who literally is already like level 46 or some ridiculous shit and can kill me in one shot and is immune to everything, while everyone else around him is power level 9. So that's sort of this broken flaw. And what's worse is it's not like Batman. In Batman, you could lock down an area and make it mostly safe to walk through so you could pass through the area. Not totally uninterrupted, but mostly uninterrupted. This game does not do that. Even when you're doing a storyline mission where it's like, kill that guy, nothing in that game stops 8 other generals, war chiefs, commanders from just rolling up and being like, I'm in this fight now, because fuck you. And that's how this guy got that level. He would just, the first couple times he showed up and got a lucky shot, but then after that, I'm fighting somebody else having this rough-ass battle, and then he shows up 10 goddamn levels higher than both of us, kills both of us, and then levels up 3 more times because, oh, there was a duel that you didn't see while you were dead, and yeah, he leveled up from that. Oh, and now that he's more than leveled than all the other guys, every time he has any instance he has to do on this map, he's just going to get a free level for that. So I literally just, I don't think I'll ever be able to kill this guy because he's over-leveled to hell. And the game has set you up to have this happen. I just don't understand a game that punishes you for dying. There's even games that insult you for dying, and I'd rather be insulted. There are games that go, hey, you died too many times. Do you want to lower the difficulty? And I go, no! And then I keep playing it. But this game goes, hey, you keep dying. That's going to keep happening now. Bye.
Yeah.
It's kind of bullshit.
Did you play this, Claps?
No, I haven't. I've been debating getting it when it's on sale.
So,
it's not bad. It's just there's some weird design flaws that make you go, what? Why?
I did enjoy the crap out of it when I played it. Bear in mind though that playing it after Horizon seems kind of shit in the sense of like you set yourself up for fucking failure. But no, I enjoyed Shadow of Mordor. If I recall correctly, it does get harder in the whole leveling up. You unlock some other stuff. I think, have you already unlocked runes?
Yep. I'm almost maxed on runes for all my weapons. I only have 1 more rune to buy on each weapon.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of other things, but it's weird that you're getting your ass kicked by the one nemesis. I never had the one.
Oh, yeah, no, it's because he power leveled.
No, so you know what I ended up doing, because that happened to me a lot. At one point, there were 3 bosses on me. I just did a whole lot of kiting and running up a wall and having a guy try and chase me, and I'm like pew 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 until I could grind them down. Also, there's the if I recall correctly, there's the mind control-y thing that comes in handy a lot.
Yeah, well, but that's the other thing is there are things you can only get by unlocking them through story missions. But if you're dying on the story missions and the enemy from the story mission is only getting fucking stronger, how are you supposed to unlock the fucking ability to let you do other story missions?
Get good, bro.
It's just kind of built really not logically. It kind of blows my mind.
I kind of want to play it now and just
there's like one ability that I can't get because I haven't played that story mission, but like I said, now it's the full 180. Now I'm manhandling it because now I'm off that map. So that general isn't here anymore. He doesn't show up and kill me. So now that I'm on a new map, everything's really easy and I'm just sort of like parading through the game. And honestly, the story isn't interesting. And like it's a Lord of the Rings story. Bjorn the Third built this thing for Fitzgerald the 92nd, and they did march together for years until they were betrayed by Ferdinand.
Why are you reading from the Bible?
That's how fucking Lord of the Rings reads, man. And this game plays like that. It's a bunch of people who are famous for shit way more interesting than what you're doing now, but they're all dead, and they left like this thing behind, and like, oh, we gotta go get that.
There's a bunch of properties where I always feel like that's the case. Like a lot of the post-apocalyptic properties, I'm like, you keep hinting at this much more interesting story that just, where is that? Show me that, because this is all just like people dicking around.
So we're over on time. I don't want to take away from Klops' chunk because he actually has a new game. I'm going to give... So this is tentative because I'm not done. Mordor, I can't give more than a 3 because it's totally middle of the road right now, and that could easily fall to a 2 or maybe jump to a 4, but I'm debating even finishing it. I might just give up and go play the Crash trilogy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm just not having a good time.
So you want to speak about games that are shit at archery?
All right, let's go. And what game were you talking about, Klaus?
I'm talking about Conan Exiles.
Pow! I do have a graphic for this one.
Now, to be fair, this just came out of early access this year, I think in May 18th or something like that. And it actually gained about 40% of its player base back. So it recovered.
Hey.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, but you're only like 3 weeks into it, dude.
Yeah, but considering that within those 3 weeks it's had a boon, which isn't saying much, it's done pretty well for itself to come back and recover. Most games don't. They just don't.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But the archery is shit in it. It is absolute garbage. Edge, who plays with me in that one, went archer at first, and then he decided this is just too much. It doesn't do enough damage, and it's too grindy to face the consumption of arrows that I need to fight anything. Also, light armor is shit. However, despite being kind of buggy still and still needs a lot of work, honestly, in combat, the lore behind it is actually really good. And for some reason, just the Conan universe itself, its savagery, has kept us all going in this game.
Of course it has. It's your type of game.
First of all, there's titties and dicks in it, which is nice. No game really has that. And it's not banned on Twitch, so I can still stream it.
Yet.
Yeah, apparently Yahtzee is playing the game exclusively nude.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. A lot of people do. I play in heavy armor. It is super grindy. Like, it's ridiculous, the numbers. But when you can get servers that can have like 70 to 90 people, I can see why it's so grindy. It's supposed to be a team effort thing. But on a small scale, it gets kind of ridiculous for that. But it's so much fun to explore and kind of find the lore pieces. Because not only is there like tablets that you can go up to and interact with, and it will tell you exposition, there's like ghosts in the world. Like, I went across this circle. It's called the Circle of Swords because it has giant sword fucking statues around it. Some of it was collapsed.
Oh, I thought those were crucifixes where they crucified people.
No, and it showed a kind of story that happened with the ghosts, which were these humans killing a giant, which leads into the lore of all of Conan, and even in the movies they talk about the giants and stuff like that. But it's kind of neat because you're kind of exploring this world, and you're like, what the fuck's that over there? And you go over there, and it's something, you know? And that's really fun. That's what keeps us going in this game. However, there's times where you go, what the fuck's over there? And you go over there, and there's nothing. And you're like, why the fuck did I come over here? And then you just wander off, and you go, that's disappointing. So it needs a lot of work. It has its flaws, but honestly, if you like to lore hunt and you like the Conan universe, it's worth going into. We made our own server just so we wouldn't have to deal with any PvP bullshit for starting off, because we want to explore the storyline, everything, and we're going to use it as basically trading to learn everything, and then we're going to jump into PvP servers and just wreck house, because we know what the fuck we're doing.
I was interested until you told me it was a survival game. Then I was like, nah, I already did Ark. I'm not playing this bullshit again.
See, I didn't like Ark. Ark to me was you just wake up and die by a dinosaur every 5 seconds.
You got to get good.
Yeah, you have to fucking train birds apparently to attack everything because birds will just kill everything because nothing attacks birds. At least that's what I've been told. And
that's only New Zealand.
I really didn't like it. I only had one moment in Ark where I was like, "Holy crap, no!" And it was when I got attacked by an alligator in the swamp. It was like being thrown around and was like fighting for my life. Did I actually like it?
I like the poop mechanics.
In Conan, there's a lot more of like it drops you in and kind of is like, here's Conan. He just cut you down and now you're off on your own. Go do whatever. And then you just like go in the world. You're like, what's that? Oh, what's that? And you're just like a newborn infant dropped into this world of death, right? You know, and it's up to you to figure out things, and you can figure out different things. Like there's a fucking liquid press that you can press berries into pulp and then turn that into wine, and that has a cooling or a heating effect depending on what you want and stuff like that. And like it gets really complex. And we've gotten to the point now where all of our people are starting to specialize in things. Like Marley likes to build, so she's taking all the fucking construction things. I'm doing the blacksmithing, and Aaron's doing whatever Aaron's doing. Yeah, he's doing the anger management, so thralling, because there's thralls in it. You can capture slaves. You go with the truncheon and beat the crap out of people, and then drag them back to your base, put them on a wheel of pain, like you see with Conan pushing that wheel of pain, and then they eventually decide to work for you because you give them meat.
That's funny.
But honestly, it's one of those games that I can see myself going back to along with the group and like playing, especially as they develop it. And I really hope they fix like the archery mechanics and delve more stuff into it, because they're supposed to announce their first DLC coming up this next month.
This is by Funcom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same people do Secret World. That kind of attracts me to it, but I don't know.
Yes, that just drives me off even more. I'm further out than I was before.
Honestly, it's different. It's way different than Secret World. It's nowhere near that.
Yeah, because it doesn't sound good.
Boom!
I like it. It's a kind of hit that I wasn't expecting to be as good as it is. And for us to keep playing. Matter of fact, we're gonna go end up playing it again tonight. So I mean, that's what we're at.
Fair enough.
It's a good filler game. I kind of take it on the same lines of Tarkov. Like we go and we play a bunch of Tarkov, and then like we're like, let's go play other games. And then we go play other games, and then an update happens. We're like, let's go back to Tarkov. I could see this one easily being like that.
All right, so we're already over. Drop a rating. Hit it.
Rating is probably about 6 Conan lady titties out of 10. 6 Conan lady titties.
10 Conan. 6. What? Okay.
Eduardo, play us out.
Catch us on iTunes. We are in 5D Podcast on iTunes. We're also on Podbean. Check out our website, 5dpodcast.com. Brand new, revamped. Not really revamped. It's just got SSL on it now. Hey! We will be publishing the second podcast here soon. And check us out on Tuesday nights, twitch.tv/Metagame Network. And we're going to be hanging out. Klops, final words.
There's a lot of titties in Conan.
Good to know. Bonsai.
Next week. Paper Girls, Verve, other things. Yeah. Maybe I'll remember what movie or show I watched.
And then we'll talk about that. But we're going to forget about this. It'll be all new content.
My first Apple product.
All right. And on that note, bye.
See ya. Bye. Also, guys.
Still live.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. How about now?